All right, so a guy left a comment like, I have it so much harder on these dating apps than these women. You guys have it 100 times easier. Yeah, because we're overrun by bums trying to get in our vajayjay. Guys that are the opposite end of everything in this book. This book, Mate, is a must read for men. It tells you that women want men who have good genes, who make good boyfriends, and who make good dads. We want men who are effective. Ineffectiveness is sexually repulsive to women, and 99% of the guys on the dating apps show up ineffective. They present themselves poorly in pictures with their tongues hanging out in their main profile picture. That's what they do. And with messy bedrooms and not even wearing a properly ironed shirt. Ineffective. If the dating apps were full of men in suits and fitted shirts at the opera, and other effective fun things, I would be delighted, but it's not. It's a bunch of incompetent bums that do not know how to present themselves, don't understand women, and are looking for vaginas and swiping on me from Los Angeles. I'm in San Diego. What woman will drive to Los Angeles? I wouldn't even go to Los Angeles for Brad Pitt. That's how much I like the drive. Plus, I think he's kind of gross, but I digress. They are not anyone. You have to understand the disgust factor of women. A woman would rather go hungry than eat a pizza filled with snails. And these men are as repulsive as snails and as poop. What can I think? Have you ever seen earthworms and how they repulse you? Imagine having a pizza full of earthworms or what are those mealy crawly things? That's how most men affect us on the dating apps. Because women's sexual disgust factor is very strong. It's genetic. Read about it in this book. We are easily repulsed by ineffectiveness in men. And 99% of the men on the dating apps are ineffective and deeply repulsive. And so when I'm on these apps, instead of going like, wow, 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 like I do with the guys at the gym, I'm like, wow, I feel repulsed. And that's the impact that these men online are having on women. They're repulsing us. And if you don't know why, that's why you're striking out. I highly recommend this book to see what women want, and then you can present yourself with these qualities. Make yourself physically attractive. Take care of your emotional health. Learn to be effective. Learn to think about what's important to women. Be a tender defender. This book is so good. I've made videos on this book before, but it's such a good read. I highly, highly recommend it. That you have to, and there's even a chapter for how to get a hookup, and figuring out what kind of relationship you want from a woman and how to get those kinds of women. But for women, we evolved to go, we are not going to be turned on just because you have a penis. Even he says in here, women are more likely to reach an orgasm based on who the man is attached to the penis, even if she's just using you for your penis. So there's a complete lack of understanding of what women want if you're striking out on a dating app. My personal trainer is not even a hottie. He gets a lot of women on the dating apps. He even told me my pictures aren't that good. It's what he writes in his profile and how he messages with the women. He gets the hottest women because he understands women. He's empathetic. He's been a personal trainer for many years with men and women. He understands people. You have to understand women. No, he and I have a lot of these conversations because he tells me about the women he's dating, and I find it very interesting from the point of view of a man who's actually getting women online. And I'm like, what kind of women are down to fuck with you? And he's like, well, a lot of women are down to fuck. And I'm like, I don't think that all women are down to fuck. He goes, yeah, I don't know, but if I really like a girl, I'm not going to fuck her right away. So that's where I got that. But yeah, you definitely need to read this book. If you're not having luck online, it's because your pictures suck, you are not physically attractive, and you don't portray yourself as a man who can provide emotional and physical stability and security. But if you can do that, you're going to have a lot of good luck online. If you're the kind of guy that a woman can picture herself with in a relationship, you're going to do very well online. So if you've read this book and you've followed the tips on my online dating tips video I just made, you're going to actually have a lot of good luck with women, because guys like you will not stay single very long, and they will get snatched up. And it's not about your looks, it's more about your personality. I've seen the ugliest short fat guys who are married, but it's their personality. They like women, they know what women like, and they're effective. So that's really the only help I can give you. I can't give you any more help than that. I do not need people whining at me. And if you just knew the kind of bums that are online and how little you need to do to be one step above these guys, just start with filling out your profile. And no sarcasm. Just be serious. Look like a man who's looking for a relationship. Fill out your profile, and you're going to get a lot of women. The biggest problem that men online make is that they're looking for vagina. And once you start looking for more than 20 miles away, you've already outed yourself as a vagina hunter who has no standards, and you're already a huge turnoff. So I'm like, why are you messaging me from this far away? You obviously have no options. So stay within 20 miles. Make sure that you wear a fitted shirt and that you look like a man who actually can provide for himself and has a job. Show that you have some actual stability in your life, because these guys don't. They don't think that that's what we want. We want to know that you're stable, financially, emotionally, and mentally stable. So don't bring your nephew's kids into the picture to prove that you like kids. If you like kids, just say so. Don't expose your nephew's kids to a dating app. Like, there's so much bad stuff that guys do. And when these guys come at us, we just feel repulsed. And we're supposed to. That's what he's saying. We're supposed to feel repulsed. We're supposed to weed out the riffraff. And if you don't know that you're riffraff, you haven't read this book. You can turn yourself from riffraff into a highly effective man by just learning a few basic things that women look for. And that's all I want to say. Do not think we have it easier. I'm not on any dating apps. If dating apps were fun, you don't think I'd be all about it? If dating apps were full of these really great guys that I could meet, don't you think I would have gone on 100 dates by now? It's really hard to get a date on there, even for me, because most of the guys are just such a turnoff. And then if I get a guy that's like an 8 out of 10 and I'm willing to give him a chance, they don't even want to meet up. They don't even want to meet up because whatever. It's not that great as a woman either. Believe me, women are not thriving on these apps either. That's why I make these videos, because see, the way that I see it is that if men could just step it up a little bit, okay, I think the really high quality men that understand women are already in relationships. They're not available to anyone. And there's a large group of men that's single, that's not getting anyone, and that's the group I'm targeting to help you understand what women want. Because if you make a few minor adjustments and read some of these books like this, you will learn what women want, and you can be more effective, and you can enter the relationship pool, because we need more men in the relationship pool, because so many men are just so lost that they have no chance at all with a modern woman who's not going to marry you or date you unless you bring something to the table. This isn't the 1950s anymore, where women have to date you to get access to survival, so you gotta bring something to the table. And it's really not that hard. The same way you expect us to bring something to the table, namely our nurturing, our caretaking, and our vajayjays. And women evolve to be very selective. And we want women to be selective, because every time there's a child that's not loved, I blame the woman for letting some guy into her vagina. We are supposed to be selective. And when we're selective, that means that we're expecting men to rise to the occasion of maintaining their physical, mental, and emotional fitness. And if you've done that, you will get women. If you don't get women, it's because you're lacking in emotional health, physical health, mental health, or you don't understand women. There's no excuses for it. There are so many women out there that just want a good man. But a good man is hard to find because a lot of guys are just lazy or they're clueless. I'm trying to help you with these videos, but listen to a man say it. This book was written by Tucker Max and by Jeffrey Miller, PhD, an evolutionary psychologist. So these are men telling you what women want. It's not just a bunch of bitchy women. So I really recommend that you check out this book. I really wish for a world of more men who met the criteria in this book, you know. That's what we women all want, but they're not on the dating apps. And sadly, what's on there are just the dregs of society that haven't figured anything out yet. And the good guys that do go on there, they last for a few weeks and then they're snatched up. They don't stay on there. If you're on there for more than a couple weeks, it's your profile. It's not the women.